Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, wherever you're watching this from. This is my 2025 PDC World Grand Prix Darts Tournament predictions. My favourite tournament on the PDC Darts calendar, where you start on a double, you don't start on the treble, which does cast a lot of people out. And it's probably going to be the most wide open tournament, in my opinion, because I would not really put a bet on Humphreys or Yetta to win it, considering their first round was both of them have done as well. So let's get straight into it. Obviously, we are going to start off with the information about the tournament first, then we'll go into the tournament predictions. So the 2025 World Grand Prix, known for sponsorship reasons as the 2025 Ball Sports World Grand Prix, is an upcoming professional darts tournament that will be held at the Matoya Arena in Leicester, England, from 6th of October to the 12th of October. It is the 28th staging of the World Grand Prix by the Professional Darts Corporation, which stands for the PDC. The total prize fund is 600k, with the winner receiving 120k. The tournament, sponsored by Ball Sports and paired in a double-in, double-out format, will feature 32 players, the top 16 on the 2-year PDC Order Merit, and the top 16 players from the 1-year PDC Pro Tour Order of Merit who had not yet qualified. Vessel Nyman and Neto Sprinter, definitely two players to look out for, especially in the upcoming years, will make their debut at the event, while two-time runner-up Dave Chisnell missed out on qualification for the first time since 2011. Mike Decker is the defending champion, of course, having defeated Luke Humphreys in last year's final 6-4. The 2025 World Grand Prix is the 28th edition of the tournament, to be staged by Professional Darts Organisation, PDC. Since the 1998 edition, the tournament is unique as it is the only event in the darts calendar that uses a double-in, double-out format, as I said before, in which players must start on a double or the bullseye to start scoring, and do the same to win ahead. The inaugural edition in 1988 featured Masters consisting of sets paired to the best of 3 heads, with Phil Taylor winning the final 13-8 against Woodhampton. Remember him, people? Woodhampton. After first serving as host venue for the 2021 event, the City West Hotel in Dublin became the regular home of the tournament. But in 2020, amidst the COVID-19 pandemic, the World Grand Prix was relocated to England due to the City West being used for health services, with the event now being held obviously in Leicester since 2021. Brendan Doran became the first player to hit a double start 9 dart finish, achieving the feat in his match against James Wade at the 2011 World Grand Prix. Get my words out. James Wade and Robert Thornton hit 9 darts against each other, which is crazy, in the 2014 World Grand Prix. As much as I don't rate 9 dart finishes, that was still crazy, to be fair. Both of them hitting 9 darts against each other. The tournament will feature 32 players, the top 16 on the PDC Order Merit as seeded, and will be drawn to compete against the 16 qualifiers from the PDC Pro Tour Order Merit in the first round All matches are in set play format, with each set being played to the best of 5 yards, which is obviously in Thomas, which is first to 3. It's one of the PC tournaments that uses set play along with the World Darts Championship, and what's the other one? Yeah, that's it. The Women's World Masters. After the Masters was obviously now being moved into a set format tournament. As per the double in, double out format, players must be in the head by hitting a double or the bullseye. I know I'm repeating myself from earlier, and do the same to win the head. The amount of sets required to win the match increases as the tournament goes on or progresses. So first round is first to 2 sets, second round and quarterfinals, first to 3 sets, but it's still a short format, isn't it, for a quarterfinal? Semi-finals, first to 5 sets, and the final, first to 6 sets. The prize fund remains at 600k, with 120k done to the winner. The prize fund breakdown is winner gets 120k, runner-up gets 60k, semi-finalist. If you're using the semi-finals, you still get 40k. If you're using quarterfinals, you still get 25k. If you're using the second round, you get 15k, and if you're using the first round, you get 7.5k. The 32 participants comprise the 2 qualification rules. The top 16 players on the 2-year PDC order merit at the cut-off point on 29th September are seeded for the tournament, while the top 16 players on the 1-year PDC Pro Tour order of merit not to have already qualified through the main ranking are unseeded. The final tournament before the cut-off date for qualification was the 2025 Swiss Darts Trophy, which was won by Stephen Bunton. I think it was, even though, again, it's not really a major, it's a SB Wales, it's a warm-up tournament. 2-time runner-up Dave Zisnell failed to qualify for the event for the first time since 2011, having been overtaken by Wayne van Barneveld on the Pro Tour Order of Merit during the Swiss Darts Trophy. 2023 World Champion Michael Smith and 2024 Hooping Champion Richie Edhouse and 2024 World Grand Prix semi-finalist Dimitri Vandenberg also miss out on qualification at this tournament. Yeah, Michael Smith's done downhill, hasn't he? He really has done downhill. Wessel Nyman and Nicholas Swinner will make their tournament debuts, with the latter winning his first PC ranking title, the 2025 Hungarian Darts Trophy, to enter the field in the first year as a professional darts player. Now, instead of messing around, yes, get on with it now. In terms of my predictions, I done go through the whole 12 bracket from first round, second round, quarterfinals, semi-finals, and final. So the first quarter of the first round games, Luke Humphries versus Nathan Aspinall. I don't think Nathan Aspinall to knock Luke Humphries out. I just think that tie for me, that is a dangerous tie for Luke Humphries to have in the first round. Nathan Aspinall's reached the final of this tournament before. I think it was in 2022, I'm pretty sure, against Mike Van Duren, where he almost staged a comeback. And you want to play these top players in the first round. That's where you want to play them, where they haven't got any momentum. So Humphries and Yetta have both got the toughest draws in the first round. If they get past that, then yeah, I think they'll go on and won. Then I think they'll go on the tournament one. But for me, I think this is obviously his best mate with Aspinall as well. I think it suits Aspinall, you know. I really do. And we saw in the Premier League, Nathan Aspinall does start quick as well. He does start quick. And I do think this tournament format actually suits Aspinall more than Humphries, because I think Aspinall would actually will start on the double more better than Humphries, in my opinion. Obviously, if Humphreys had a more easier tour, then I would still go for Humphreys. Obviously, Humphreys has reached the final last year. But Humphreys has been on and off, hasn't he? He's been on and off for the whole year. And I think I haven't done for Astronaut people. I haven't done for Nathan Astronaut to knock out Humphreys out, in my opinion. And I think Astronaut will do on the tournament one as well in this tournament. As much as Astronaut has dropped rapidly down the PC order merit, he showed life in the Premier League, isn't it? He did show life in the Premier League, Nathan Astronaut, reaching the playoffs as well. So I'm going to go for Astronaut to knock Humphreys out. Martin Senior versus Christopher Satsy, 50-50 game. Martin Senior, a lot of people do rate him, but he does not seem to turn up in tournaments, does he? To the best of his ability. And then, I think Christopher Satsy, I think it suits Christopher Satsy, this format, because Christopher Satsy is very good on the doubles. It's just his store, and that's the problem for Christoph. And yeah, I'm going to go for Christopher Satsy to knock Martin Senior out. I'm getting Nathan Astronaut. Chris Dorby, Tom Menzies, easy win for Chris Dorby. Yes, said about Tom Menzies, the better. Tom Menzies just not got the mentality to be a darts player. He crumbles whenever he's on stage. So yeah, easy Chris Dorby win for me. And Tom Menzies wants to start crying on stage, doesn't he, and feel the sympathy. Come on. Tom Menzies is one of the best players on behind off stage, but on stage he crumbles like breadcrumbs. He does. So yeah, Chris Dorby win for me. World Cross, Wrestle Nyman. I think World Cross wins for me. I just don't know if this will suit Wrestle Nyman, this format. If this was not a doubles format, then I think World Cross would be in trouble. Because Wrestle Nyman, very talented darts player, but again, I still think he is a bit overhyped and overrated. Like, obviously he's not overrated because we saw how he can perform in the Grand Slam of darts, but again, he's a bit like Martin Senior, Wrestle Nyman. He's not showing it consistently for me. And Rob Cross is one of the best finishers, one of the best double hitters out there. I do expect Rob Cross to go really far in this tournament as well. He always takes his time when he's throwing at the double as well. Not throwing at the double, I mean like... You know what I mean, like... you know what I mean, starting on double and finishing the double. I think Rob Cross is made for this tournament, I really do. And I think Rob Cross does need to have a tournament one because he's been forgotten about this year, hasn't he, Rob Cross? So yeah, I think he suits it more than Wrestle Nyman, so I'm off for Rob Cross to win on that one. So the second quarter, first round predictions, Steve Bunton versus Nito Sprinter. I've done for Nito Sprinter to knock Steve Bunton out. I know Bunton's in good form towards this tournament, winning the Swiss Stars Trophy. But Nito Sprinter, who averages 50% on checkouts, who averages 50% on checkouts, he's got that bid stage experience in the World Darts Championship, Nito Sprinter, so he doesn't have to worry about that. And I think Nito Sprinter, he's one to watch, in my opinion, this tournament. Who can do really fine this tournament, especially when he's got 50% on checkouts as well, which means he should really be good. Obviously, it's different starting a double than finishing on a double. It is different. It's all about where Stephen Bunton turns up, isn't it? Bunton can be inconsistent despite he's number 4 in the world. And Nito Sprinter, it's an unknown with Nito Sprinter how he's going to do in this format. So I'm going to take a punt on Nito Sprinter to knock Stephen Bunton out. Danny Noppert versus Jermaine Motamina. I'm the dog for Danny Noppert. I think Danny Noppert again suits this format more than Jermaine Motamina. Danny Noppert, very solid operator. I think he is definitely better on the doubles than the Storm, in my opinion. While Terrain Wattamina is better on the Storm for me. So I'm going to go for Danny Noppert to beat Terrain Wattamina in that one. James Wade versus Joe Cullen, one-way traffic for me. James Wade playing the. James Wade's getting back to his best this year. He's already reached 2 major finals. And again, this is a tournament where it should be made for James Wade, shouldn't it? Because he is one of the best double hitters out there, James Wade. Joe Cullen, so out of form for me. A simple win for James Wade for me against Joe Cullen, in my opinion. I don't know what's happened to Joe Cullen, but he's been out of form for the last couple of years now. And you don't fancy James Wade to step past Joe Cullen in that one. And roll back the times, roll back the clock. Douwe Janssen then Swain van Barneveld. Douwe Janssen win for me. Pretty simple. Wayne van Barneveld is not playing well enough, in my opinion, to even get past the first round. He's playing well to qualify for tournaments, but let's be real, it's not the Wayne van Barneveld from years ago. Let's be real. And I even think Douwe Janssen, even though Douwe Janssen does start slow in tournaments, I still think he'll be enough for Douwe Janssen to beat Wayne van Barneveld, in my opinion. So I think Janssen does pass Wayne van Barneveld, who is definitely past his bets, let's be real, and still paying for the money. Now, the third quarter, first round predictions, you get your first Jim Van Veen. What a fucking game. What a game that is. What a draw as well. What a draw as well. Jim Van Veen knocked Hugh Humphreys out, didn't he? In the World Mass PA as well, don't forget. So, don't put it past Jim Van Veen to knock Hugh out, and I think he will. I actually think Yetler and Humphreys, I think they go out in the first round. The both of them. I just think Yetler and Humphreys got the toughest draws you can have in the World Grand Prix. Jim Van Veen, bit hit and miss, isn't he, in terms of like double hitting. But I think Yetler's a hit and miss as well on double hitting. Yetler, if this wasn't a doubles format, then you're probably saying Yetler all day long. Just because he's ridiculous with his power storm, as is Jim Van Veen as well, who is definitely one for the future. And definitely, Jim Van Veen's definitely done take over Mike Van Duren as well, in my opinion. And yeah, I think Jim Van Veen's going to do it again. I think he's going to knock out another bid done, like he did in the World Mass PA. I think he knocks Yetler out here. I think it's probably the worst possible draw Yetler could have, in my opinion. So I'm going to go for Jim Van Veen to knock Yetler out. Peter White versus Mike Decker. So Mike Decker starts his title defence against a very out of form Peter White. Peter White, who's been struggling for the last 2 or 3 years now, who's way past it, and he's nearing the end now, in my opinion, Peter White, unfortunately. But there's just something with these TV tournaments where it springs Peter White into life. We saw at the World Dart Championship, didn't we, where no one expected Peter White to go far, but he knocked Hugh Humphreys out, didn't he? So he's capable. That's what Peter White can do. Just because it's a TV tournament, I just feel Peter White will actually turn up. I do think he will turn up in this one. I don't think he'll turn up to the prime Peter White we've seen, but I think Peter White, I'm actually going for him to knock Mike Decker out. I just think Mike Decker, it's just that pressure of being a defending champion as well. I just think that pressure of being a defending champion, it does hold on to you, doesn't it? Yes, be real, going into the tournament. And yes, be real, defending champions don't tend to do well at all in every tournament. Unless there's Humphreys who do still go far in the tournament. But every other major champion, they've been knocked out quite early. And then it's a dangerous draw for Mikey Decker because as much Peter White's out of form, you just don't know what Peter White's going to turn up, do you? That's the thing. That's why I've done for Peter White to knock Mikey Decker out, in my opinion. Darren Price versus Ryan Searle. If this wasn't a doubles format, then I think Ryan Searle would towards Durham Price problems. But for me, again, I think this tournament's made for Durham Price. He's won it. I think he's won it twice before the World War 3 as well. He knows how to win this tournament. Durham Price. I think Durham Price is the favourite for me to win this tournament. Bit of a spoiler on who I think will win it, but yeah, I think Durham Price, just this format, I just think is suited better to him than Wayne Searle, in my opinion. Josh Watt versus Wayne Joyce. Again, if this wasn't doubles format, I think Josh Watt would throw Wayne Joyce away. But I think Wayne Joyce is made for this format. He is made for this format. Very good double hitter. Josh Watt is a bit inconsistent on his double hitting. And that's why, again, might be a bit of a shock to some people. I've done for Wayne Joyce to knock out the informed Josh Watt, in my opinion. I just feel Wayne Joyce, it's just this format, the tournament, he is suited. Is suited to Wayne Joyce for me than Josh Watt, in my opinion. Because Josh Watt is very inconsistent with his double hitting. Wayne Joyce is very good with his finishing in past tournaments as well. Josh Watt has got storm power over Wayne Joyce, but it's all about how you start, isn't it? In terms of on the doubles, and I think Wayne Joyce will start well on the doubles, and that is why I've done for Wayne Joyce and knock Josh Watt out, in my opinion. And finally, onto the fourth quarter, first round predictions. Mike Van Duren versus Dirk Van Dijkboorde. I don't for Mike Van Duren to win. I think it'd be a close game. I don't think it'd be close in the storyline. Mike Van Duren's done in this tournament in good form. He won the World Series, didn't he? He won the World Series at Darts finals. Even though I don't really count that as a major. All these people saying, "Oh my God, Van Duren's won his first major in how many years?" It's not a major for me. Let's be real. It's a World Series warm-up tournament. But then he's coming into this tournament in better state. But Mike Van Duren's still got a lot of personal issues, hasn't he? Obviously, splitting up with his partner and all them issues. Again, Mike Van Duren, you just don't know what Van Duren will turn up. Dirk Van Dijkboorde, in the last year or so, he's got back to his best, hasn't he, after that injury. Former finalist, isn't he, Dirk Van Dijkboorde, of this tournament. But there's something about Van Duren for me done as this tournament. He's in good stead done as this tournament for me. And I think Van Duren gets the win over Dirk Van Dijkboorde, in my opinion. Up next, Ross Smith versus Dal Durney. See, again, I think Dal Durney suits the format more than Ross Smith. But if this wasn't doubles format, I think Ross Smith's power storing would be a problem for Dal Durney. Ross Smith's got the power storing, but again, bit inconsistent on his doubles and his finishing. Dal Durney, he's won this tournament before, hasn't he? He's won this tournament before when it was in Dublin, then Sam Whitlock. Or was it in Belfast? Well, it was one of the two anyways. I think it was in Dublin. And I'm going to go for Dal Durney to knock Ross Smith out. It'd be a very close game. It'd be a scrap of a game. It'd be a real scrap between the two of them. But I'm going to go for Dal Durney to win that game. Johnny Caton versus Andrew Gilden. Again, it's a dangerous draw for Johnny Caton because Andrew Gilden, you just don't know what Gilden turns up. Solid operator, solid player, Andrew Gilden, as is Johnny Caton as well. Johnny Caton's got everything, hasn't he? He's got the storming power and he's got the finishing as well. Johnny Caton, so underrated, man. An underrated darts player when he's on it as well. Obviously, he was the best darts player in the world in 2021, wasn't he? When he won them 3 major titles. The Premier League, the World War 3, and obviously the Masters. So he's definitely one of the best players in the world for me, Johnny Caton, when he's on it. And then I think he is definitely made for this tournament for me, Johnny Caton, a former winner of this tournament. And I think Johnny Curtin just edges Andrew Dildon out. That's a very good game, though. Be a very good game. So I'm looking for Johnny Curtin to win in that one. And finally, Damon Hatter versus Youth Woodhouse. Damon Hatter's been getting a lot of snap, hasn't he? Saying, oh, he's by a Darts fan, saying he's so overrated and overhyped. He is, for me. Every tournament, everyone's like, oh my god, all the pundits say like Damon Hatter, an outside shout. But then, we've seen nothing from him. We have seen nothing. We've not really seen him done a major one. I think his best one is what, quarterfinals, semi-finals. And he's just too inconsistent for me, Damon Hatter. Too hot and cold for me. And that's why I'm under for Woodhouse to knock Damon Hatter out, just because of Damon Hatter's inconsistency. And I think Woodhouse, in terms of this format, I think he's better at starting on a double Woodhouse, because Damon Hatter's the better scorer than Woodhouse. But I think Woodhouse is definitely better on the finishing and the double hitting as well. So I'm going to for Woodhouse to knock Damon Hatter out. And don't be shocked, people. Woodhouse is the next Mighty Decker, and he does a surprising one in this tournament. I do expect that. Well, I don't expect it from Woodhouse, but it wouldn't shock me because he's getting better and better every year. Woodhouse. So, yeah. Now on to the second round predictions. So the first quarter, second round predictions, I done for Arsenal versus Christopher Tassi, and I done for Nathan Arsenal to win that one. I just think, again, that would be a scrap of a day, won't it? Arsenal with Tassi, both. I think both of them are very good on the double hitting for me, especially under pressure as well. And it's a 50-50 game, Arsenal with Tassi, Christopher Tassi, in my opinion. But I don't know for Nathan Arsenal just for his quit, in my opinion. That's what he's done. Chris Story versus Rob Cross. I'm done for Rob Cross to beat Chris Story in that one. And then, even game that one between the two of them. But then, I don't think Chris Story's done that well in the World Tour 3. I think he's reached the quarterfinals or semi-finals once a couple of years ago. But I just feel, it's better format for Rob Cross and Chris Story, in my opinion. So I think Rob Cross wins that one. Nico Sprinter versus Danny Noppert. Again, I don't for Nico Sprinter to a surprise, pardon the pun. I think he's a better scorer than Danny Noppert. And I think, like I said, I think Nico Sprinter will do well on a double in, double out format as well. Especially when in recent times he has hit 50% on checkouts as well, on double finishing as well. So it should help him in the double in, double out format. And also, when you start well on the double, I just think his scoring power will be far too much for Danny Noppert. So I'm looking for Nico Sprinter to spin more for surprise, pardon the pun. James Wade versus Darry Anderson. I've done for James Wade. Darry Anderson weakness has always been the double hitting, hasn't it? Yes, be real. Even though, Darry Anderson's won major titles, of course he has, by hitting the doubles, but he's very inconsistent on starting double and finishing doubles as well. It's been like that for his whole career, hasn't it, for Darry Anderson? If he would have sorted that out, he would be up there as like the second best player in darts of all time. But that's me disrespecting Darry Anderson's achievements, by the way. He's a back-to-back world champion and he's won other major trophies as well. It's not prime Darry Anderson, that's what I'm saying. It's not prime Darry Anderson, and I think we can all agree with that because he is very inconsistent. And James Wade getting back to his best, isn't he? I don't think it's ever done away for James Wade, has it? Been back to his best. It's just hasn't had that luck, has he? Of recent major finals. Now he's reached 2 of them already this year, using out the World Mass player and the UK Open final to the same player. And like I said, I think this tournament is definitely made for James Wade, especially when he's one of the best double hitters, double finishers out there. James Wade, in all time of darts as well. So I think James Wade beats Darren Hansen in a very good contest as well. I think it will be a very good contest. So that is my first and second quarter predictions for the second round. Now on to the third and fourth quarter predictions, second round predictions. James Van Veen versus Peter White. I don't for James Van Veen in that one. Just because the stalling power will be the huge difference, wouldn't it? In my opinion, against Peter White, who's out of form at the moment. And if James Van Veen starts well, it's already curtains in it for Peter White. And yeah, so I'm going to go for James Van Veen to win in that one. Derwin Price versus Wayne Joyce. That's a dangerous game. That will be a dangerous game for Derwin Price, in my opinion. But I think he just edges Wayne Joyce out. And I think that'll be a classic as well. I think it will be a classic. So I'm going to go for Derwin Price to win in that one. Mike Van Duren versus Darryl Durney. I've gone for Mike Van Duren to win in that one. Like I said, I think Van Duren's done into the tournament in good stead, in my opinion. And I think it'll be a hard game though for Van Duren. It will be a hard one. Darryl Durney always makes it a tough game. So I'm going for Van Duren to just edge Darryl Durney out. And Johnny Curtin versus Luke Woodhouse. I've done for Johnny Curtin to win in that one. I just think Johnny Curtin's the complete package as a darts player. Very good on the double hit and very good on the finishing as well. And very good on the scoring as well, Johnny Curtin. He's a very consistent player. Solid player. So I'm going to go for Johnny Curtin to win in that one. Now on to the quarterfinal predictions. So the first quarter and second quarter quarterfinal predictions. Nathan Aspinall versus Rob Cross. Nicholas Winner versus James Wade. And I've done for Rob Cross and James Wade to win their games. Starting off them on why I think Rob Cross will beat Nathan Aspinall in my quarterfinal predictions. 50-50. It's a 50-50 game for me. I think it will be a classic. I think it'll be a classic quarterfinal between the two of them. Be a real battle between the two of them. Both of them love a scrap. Both of them love to battle. Both of them do love a battle in darts as well. And both of them, and let's be real, both of them have won games under pressure as well. It's a repeat of the UK Open final from all them years ago when it was Nathan Aspinall's first major win. But I've gone for Rob Cross just to edge Aspinall out in a very, very close game. Will be a very close game in my opinion. Nicholas Winner versus James Wade. Can he spin another surprise? Pardon the pun. Not for me. I do think James Wade is playing the best darts of his life for quite a long while, in my opinion, James Wade. And I think James Wade, just the experience on the stages of tournaments, that's where he'll get to Winner in the end. And I think James Wade gets past Nicholas Winner, in my opinion, and plays Rob Cross in the semi-finals. Third quarter and fourth quarter for the quarterfinal predictions. James Van Veen versus Derwin Price. Mike Van Duren versus Johnny Curtin. James Van Veen versus Derwin Price. What a game that would be. What a quarterfinal that would be. Both of them very good at power scoring as well. Derwin Price just edges James Van Veen for me. It's on the double hitting and double finishing, in my opinion, which is why I done for Derwin Price to just edge James Van Veen out. In my opinion. But then it still could be equal. I still think it is a 50-50 game with James Van Veen and Derwin Price. Because James Van Veen's getting there now, isn't he? He is getting there where there's going to be a time where he does reach that major final, and all of a sudden, once he reaches that major final, he is a serious player. But he already is a serious darts player as well. James Van Veen, so good as well. But I think Derwin Price just edges James Van Veen out here. If this wasn't a doubles format, I actually would go for James Van Veen to knock Derwin Price out. But it's just that doubles format for me just edges it in Derwin Price's favour, in my opinion. Mike Van Duren versus Johnny Curtin, true 50-50 again, very 50-50 game. I've gone for the player who is in just slightly better form in Johnny Curtin for me. I have done for Johnny Curtin to knock Mike Van Doren out, in my opinion. I know this has been mediocre standards for Van Doren, but it's better than the previous tournaments, reaching the quarterfinals of the World Grand Prix. It's your tour as well. Every tour in darts these days is actually a tough tour now, isn't it? It's a very tough tour, and this is a tough tour for Van Doren because Johnny Curtin's a very compete player, very compete when he's on it as well. So I don't think Johnny Curtin to edge Van Doren now in that one. Now on to the semi-final predictions. Walt Watts versus James Wade. And Darren Price versus Johnny Curtin. They are my semi-final predictions. For then, 2 50-50 games for me. 2 50-50 games. There would be tough games at all on paper in terms of the semi-finals. You can't really split all of them, really. Can't really split all of them. Walt Watts, James Wade, 50-50. They're both good on the double hitting and double finishing. Both equal on the storm power. Darren Price and Johnny Curtin, again, both equal on the storm power. Both equal on double hitting as well and double finishing. These will be the closest semi-finals we've ever had, in my opinion, if these were to happen. But this is what I've done for. I've done for James Wade. I've done for James Wade first Darren Price final. So I've done for James Wade to reach his third major final in a row. And I've done for him to take on James. I've done for him to play Darren Price in the final. And what a final this will be, by the way. What a final. Both of them know to divot as well. Both of these players do know to divot. And, it's a tough one. It's a tough one because these two players have been two of the informed players for the whole year, for the whole 2025. James Wade getting back to his best, Darren Price getting back to his best as well. My tournament prediction, I done for Desi Price. I done for Darren Price to win this trophy for a third year. Was it for a third time? I'm pretty sure it's the third time he will. If this was to happen, it'll be the third time he will won this trophy. One of his favourite tournaments, isn't it? I've just edged Darren Price over James Wade, in my opinion. Set play as well. I think it suits Price as well in terms of set play. I think that's the only difference for me. It's just a set play for me. Without the set play, again, it's 50-50, and that would be a 50-50 final, and it would be a close final as well. But my time prediction, just because of the form he's been in for the whole year, I've done for Darren Price to finally get that major trophy this year. Find that back on the major winning step, in my opinion. I think he's sure a major win, whether it's the Grand Prix or the Grand Slam of Darts. They're the two tournaments where, yeah, you look at Darren Price and he will suit them tournaments a lot. So I've done for Darren Price to win the World Grand Prix of Darts. That is my tournament predictions for the 2025 PDC World Grand Prix Darts. Feel free to leave your tournament predictions down below in the comments. And yeah, I'll see you all for the first round predictions. In terms of first round star predictions, that is.